Xbox has started 2022 in the best way possible when it comes to building up hype for their platform. This all started from the Game Awards show, where they showed off some of the best looking games we've seen on the consoles. They've also kicked off 2022 with big news that has grabbed a lot of gamers' attention. Let's get into the reasons why Xbox is dominating the start of 2022 and why it's a good sign for the platform moving forward. There's a lot to talk about here, so let's get into this. Hey, what's up everyone? Thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to be notified on future content, hit that small bell icon. And if you want to go that extra mile to support the channel, hit that join button. Alright, so I wanted to make this video so we could discuss just how great 2022 has started off with Xbox. And usually January is a pretty chill month when it comes to gaming news. And it's mostly just games getting ready to launch in February. I mean, we have some pretty big games coming next month with Elden Ring, Dying Light 2, and of course Horizon Forbidden West. So the news items should be flooded with these three games along with other big games coming out. Yet what seems to be in the news each and every single week is Xbox and what they're doing. This isn't by coincidence either. This was a planned marketing strategy that Xbox has been doing for a long time. And it didn't just start this year. This was built up until late last year. Not to mention, there's all these other factors that are helping Xbox do what they do best, which is release big games and have the news media focus on them. So let's get into the reasons why this is happening. This is all opinion, of course, but when you take a step back and look at what Xbox has done the last several months, you can see it's the reason why Xbox is dominating not only in sales, but in the hype that's being generated this generation, which is putting the Xbox Series X and the Xbox platform on everyone's minds. The first reason why Xbox has really taken over the gaming media is because of how they ended 2021. Let's recap what happened with Xbox when it comes to 2021 and how they completely changed the perspective of how they'll tackle the Series X console generation, not to mention PC gaming. We have to remember that starting in August, Xbox brought out a big game every single month. From Microsoft Flight Simulator, Psychonauts 2, all the way to Age of Empires 4, Forza Horizon 5, and of course closing out the year with one of the biggest games of the generation, and Halo Infinite. All of these games were first-party games that rated extremely high and were well received. This to me is one of the biggest reasons people are looking at Xbox in a much more positive light when it comes to first-party games. Because we have to also remember Xbox also had a lot of third-party games coming to Game Pass day and date when it comes to huge releases. But for now, I want to concentrate on those first-party games. All of these games rated at an 8 or higher when it comes to Metacritic. This to me showed that Xbox isn't just dedicated to bringing big games to the platform, but it's also trying to bring highly rated games that people will enjoy and want to go to their platform for. But what's even more insane is the fact that they have a lot of those third-party support when it comes to other publishers and developers, which is my next big reason why Xbox is having a huge 2022. The third-party support has been at an all-time high when it comes to the Xbox platform. I just brought up a lot of first-party games coming to Xbox that were highly rated. Those were needed, and those are huge for Xbox to build up hype internally. But having Back 4 Blood, The Gunk, The Ascent, and so many other big third-party games come to the platform is equally impressive. I mean, think about this, all the way up to the end of 2021, Xbox was grabbing third-party deals to join Xbox Game Pass platform day and date. Even games like Back 4 Blood, which is one of the biggest games of last year, was in the service day and date. Not to mention games like Riftbreaker, The Gunk, and of course some strategy games I love like Warhammer 40k Battle Sector. I mean, they even had games like Serious Sam 4 drop in there, which is a smaller game, but man, it's fun to just play while in a party with friends. The amount of content they're providing gamers is what has set them apart from everyone else. The narrative that Xbox doesn't have games is truly gone. It's gone to the point where Xbox might have too many games, and that might not even be a problem depending on who you are. And this is happening because third-party studios are starting to see how big Game Pass can be for them. They're finding new audiences and starting to see that Game Pass can be a huge platform for them because it's connected to Xbox. The biggest game has to be Back 4 Blood, which launched on PC and console Game Pass. It helped make the game far more popular and brought new gamers to it, which brings me to the third-party support from other events. the Game Awards. Now, I know most people might find this to be weird, but I have to say that the Game Awards show was the first show I've seen this generation where I feel like the Series X showed up huge and showed us what the true next gen is. I love E3 and I enjoyed what they had to show along with what's coming during 2021 and 2022. Yet it was the Game Awards show that made me think that Xbox is truly knocking this next generation of consoles on the head. I mean, the first thing we saw show up was Hellblade 2, which is one of the best looking games we've ever seen, no matter what anybody says. It was all gameplay from Ninja Theory, no tricks, no fake gameplay. It was pure gameplay from a top tier developer. This had to showcase what the Series X is capable of when a developer takes the time to develop a game for just that next gen console. And while that was a huge part of Xbox's success and gamers putting it in a different light, it was everything else after that, from Space Marine 2 to Suicide Squad in general. The games are starting to be shown and gamers are excited to play their games on their new consoles. And don't get me wrong, I know some of these games are coming to PlayStation 5, yet a lot of them are coming to Game Pass day and date, which takes a lot of the hype away from Sony. That's why I think so many people are looking to Xbox when they want to play third-party games, because there's pretty good chance a game is going to come to Game Pass and they don't have to drop a lot of money on so many games that are coming out. And if we look at 2022, there's like 2 or 3 games coming out every single month. That tends to get expensive for a lot of people. So seeing all these third-party developers putting their games on Game Pass is a massive incentive for people to switch platforms or choose Xbox. Not to mention, Xbox is flooding the market with Series S consoles and Xbox Series X consoles. So they're out there and they're trying to meet demand. Which brings me to the main point of why Xbox is truly dominating 2022. And surprise, surprise, it is Game Pass. Let's be real for a second here. Game Pass has changed the entire landscape of gaming. It's becoming something that's a mainstay in the gaming market, and has gotten to the point that every publisher and developer is going to make something similar. We already see it with EA, and we're seeing it with Ubisoft now. Yet even with those platforms putting their own subscription services on the market, they're still riding the Game Pass coattails when it comes to sales. I mean, EA has EA Play on Game Pass for Ultimate members so they can get an influx of users on their platform. And it's worked. I've played multiple EA games from their platform because of Game Pass. Be it PC or console, it doesn't matter because it's all connected. And now to start off 2022, we see that Ubisoft is going to be bringing Ubisoft Plus to Xbox because they know there's a massive market there for them to grab. And to be even more aggressive, they're bringing Rainbow Six Extraction to Game Pass because they want to get a massive following for that game. Instead of relying on their Ubisoft Plus platform, which I'm a part of, I might add, on PC, they're going to bring their next big AAA game to a platform they know has a lot of success, which is Game Pass. And that's something I think a lot of people underestimate, which is the amount of third-party deals Xbox is getting on Game Pass. Don't get me wrong, they need the first-party studios to show up and bring out great games, which they did all last year and will continue to do so this year and going into the future. But it's those third-party studios that have pushed Xbox Game Pass to something completely different. It's made it the powerhouse service that a lot of people saw coming. The main difference is they'll finally get those big third-party deals, and it's making a huge difference. And those are the main reasons Xbox is taking over 2022 and are already dominating the new year. I mean, just think about it. Everyone should be talking about Sony, talking about Horizon Forbidden West and how it's about to release, and it's this big game. It's one of the biggest games Sony has coming out, and it's probably their biggest game in the last 2 years. Yet everyone, and I really do mean everyone, is talking about Xbox and talking about Game Pass. The news has shifted completely in Xbox's favor. Instead of people talking about Sony and PlayStation and their platform, the focus of people are squarely on Xbox and what they're going to be doing next, especially since they keep grabbing games for Game Pass, getting new deals with studios, and potentially expanding with new studios. Everyone understands that Xbox this generation is here to compete at the highest level of competition, and it's a big reason why they're already dominating 2022. Let's hope that continues because we love to see this type of competition, especially as gamers, because we all win when all these companies compete for our dollar. But enough of what I think about this. Let me know what you think about this. Are you excited for Xbox in 2022? Do you agree with the reasons I gave about Xbox dominating so far? What can PlayStation do to compete with Xbox? Have you ever seen Xbox start a generation this strong? What else can Xbox do to grab even more gamers onto the platform? And is Sony going to do something to retaliate and maybe grab some of the hype back? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support ups out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamer tag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I've been jumping into a lot of Horizon Zero Dawn. I want to finish that game before Forbidden West comes out, and I do have to say that this game has me extremely hyped for the next PlayStation game. They are really knocking it out of the park with the combat. I'm enjoying it a lot, but you know what? I keep going back to my Xbox to play Halo. I keep jumping into the multiplayer, I keep jumping into the single player, and I'm just having a lot of fun with it. Not to mention, I've been playing a lot of games on Game Pass like Serious Sam 4. I find the game just a lot of fun, and it's kind of out there. You just shoot a bunch of aliens, shoot a bunch of demons, and just go have fun. It reminds me of Doom, but in a far lesser budget. Don't get me wrong, Doom is the best game I've played in a long time. But you know what? Serious Sam is just a lot of good fun. It's on Game Pass, so why not try it out? I recommend playing it on PC or the Xbox Series X. Play it on the top quality hardware because that's where it runs best. On the Series X, it runs pretty decent, but on PC, it runs even better. I recommend people checking that game out. But let me know what you're playing. Are you playing something to catch up right now? Are you working on your backlog? Or are you just waiting for next month where 3 big games are dropping? Let me know down below because that's what we're here for. It's Talk Games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.